might have talked about this before, but it's called 5D chess with multiverse time travel.
You did. You have talked about this before. 5D chess.
Just go on the Steam page. The
Yeah, here we go.
screenshots are just beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay, here I'm showing it on the screen. Here we go. I think you have talked about it before, but I'm happy to. Yeah.
Like, it's not something that I would like. I've actually actively played, but it's really fun to figure out how everything works.
Uh-huh.
To play an actual chess game on this is like super fucked. Like they have like a normal chessboard is 8x8,
Yeah.
but I think they have like 6x6 boards
Uh-huh.
because it's just like it's too ridiculous to play a proper game of chess.
Oh, fucking hell. I need to find someone to play it. Do you want to play this on a stream at some point?
I would more than happily play this with you on stream.
Because I imagine there is, like, AI you can play against, but you wouldn't want to. You want to play this with someone who you can fucking laugh at what's happening with.
Once I figured out how each of the pieces move and how it works, I then was like, how the fuck did you program this? This is so messed up.
Yeah, I don't know how you would. You probably have some sort of tree structure going on in the background to store the positions, but this is a fucking mess.
Yeah, you'd have a tree structure for like because like each turn the board moves forward and then the past is like back there and then you go onto the current board. But like you can also have alternate timelines as well.
Uh-huh. I'm
And
gonna
then
send
can
you a
move
specific
between
image
them.
and explain to me what's happening right here.
Okay, so that is a queen.
Uh-huh.
And so a queen in normal chess can move diagonally or up and down, left and right. So basically, it can move in all of the possible directions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for me to explain this, I need to explain how some of the other pieces work.
Aha, okay.
So a rook or a castle can move in one dimension any amount.
Uh-huh.
So like it can move up until it hits something or left until it hits something down. So in the context of this, there's also the parallel dimensions and there's also the history dimensions.
Uh-huh.
So it can move back in time in the same spot as much as it wants because it's moving in one direction, one dimension, sorry. Or it can move through parallel timelines as much as it wants. And then so a bishop moves diagonally, which really means moving 2 dimensions at once. So on a normal chessboard, it moves, in the diagonal shape. But in this, if you want to move back in time or across other dimensions, moving a dimension counts as moving one direction. So when you move a bishop back in time, you don't move diagonally. You move back in time one and either down, left, right, or up one.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And so basically, a queen can move any amount of dimensions at once, which means it can move up, down, left, right, diagonal in the 2D one, but it can also move back in time at the same time, or it can move different timelines at the same time, or it can do all of those at once.
So what I'm seeing here is it's moving back in time across parallel universes, and it's also shifting its square. So it's not moving from the same point to the same point, it's moving to a different point.
Yeah, because a queen can move any dimensions at any amount of dimensions at once. Also, all of those white arrows are just where you can move. That's not where it is moving to.
No,
That's
that's
just
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty fucked.
Yeah, I can see that.
But it's good fun when you are playing against a friend and then you're like, hey, guess what? You lose. Because you moved your queen into a spot where it attacks a king in the past, and then that's checkmate.
So, so if you set it up right, you could basically, you could effectively just have a turn one checkmate. Whereas,
no, you can't do turn one checkmates. It's more so there's something. The big change in how the game works, aside from all the fucking timelines, is that you can checkmate a king in the past because a king in the past can't move itself,
right.
so it can't defend itself. So if you move, let's say, so you have your regular chessboard where the king is, and let's say in the future you move your rook to where that king was. Going back in time, it's checkmated the king because the king can't move.
This does sound like fun, but it sounds like an absolute mess.
There's also 2 new pieces that you can play with. I think they're called. One of them's called a dragon, and one of them's called a unicorn.
So we're not even playing chess anymore.
Basically, I think it's the unicorn has to move 3 dimensions at once. So it has to move diagonally and also either back in time or into a different timeline. And then the dragon has to move all 4 dimensions at once. Yeah.
It's only It's only $17 Australian. So if you have a friend who wants to play this nonsense with you, negative review. Got called an idiot the entire time. Had fun. Fair, cool. Let's find negative reviews. Let's just read them.
Rook to 1999 checkmate.
I'm editing this review to acknowledge the dev has released an update that improves a lot of the game by my understanding, or at least that was their intention. I am acknowledging I have not tested the new changes, nor am I going to be able to have a new player entering and learning the game experience again. The review that... oh my god, what is this fucking... Did this guy just write an entire fucking article here? Okay, he does have a legitimate problem with it. The UI is awful and actively fights you learning the game. That's fair. It is about time travel, and yeah, I can see how the UI would not be amazing. This game, while really cool and fun to play, completely stops progressing in about half the matches I play because it gets stuck on some calculations for an indefinite time, making it impossible to finish. I guess there might be ways to soft lock it. That's amusing.
I mean, I don't think it's soft locked. I think it just, because you can get to the point where there's so many boards on the screen and there's so many chess pieces, it has to go through and check, like, is this checking the king in the past? Like, it probably just fucking overloads it and you have to sit there for like 10 minutes.
Oh, fucking hell. This looks great. I love this idea. We'd have to play with a small board because I don't want to be here for like Monopoly time. But...
it's really, yeah.
Plus, also, I don't think my brain can handle this. If there's too many boards.
The puzzles are really fun to play as well. Because that's like kind of how you learn how the pieces move. Like by doing the puzzles, you're like, oh, okay, I get why I check
Right. Hmm. We need to get rid of the regular what is the Twitch chess nonsense called?
Fucking
I don't know what
what is
it's
it
called.
called?
You know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
Yeah, get rid of that. Replace it with 5D chess, multiverse time travel. Become a grandmaster in this.
Also, it's not actually 5D, it's only 4D.
Yeah.
5D sounds better. I think it's because, like, you know, chess as a game is only two-dimensional, but, like, if you discount the third one, people are going to be like, what? Because, like, there's the 2D plane, and then one of the dimensions is history, like going back in time, and then one is all the parallel timelines. Yeah, so there isn't actually 5, but you know.
Well, 4D chess is already a game, so calling it 4D chess would kind of confuse people.
Yeah, probably.
Because 4D chess is actually 3D chess.
Yeah. So stupid.
Just don't think about it. Imagine, oh god, if that would break this game if you actually did make this a 4D chess game with all the other mechanics.
This can't.
This seems to make more sense than 4D chess, though. Yeah, it does seem, in some way, to make more sense. Just not much. Just not much sense.
Just a little bit.
Just a little. We don't need vertical movement in chess. That just doesn't need to be there.
No, it's already hard enough.
Yeah, I'm already not big brain enough to understand how chess works. I don't need vertical movement. But time travel, that's fine. That's fine, sure.
Actually, multiverse time travel.
Oh, sorry, multiverse time travel. Fuck this game. I'm not looking at Steam. Okay, I'll add it to my wish list afterwards. I'll get it during the Christmas sale, probably.